Okay, so I actually was thinking about this one of how I can make a different tier list of sorts. That's kind of like straightforward as well. And I thought, why don't I just make make a Honkai Star Rail tier list in terms of how much I want them. I think it's a pretty accessible approach. Is that if that's the right word for it? But anyway, I'm gonna make this tier list in terms of how much I want them, and you can see the tiers already at the start. We'll probably add some tiers or two along the way, but obviously here's take my wallet plus the light cone. That's like top tier. I'm gonna put my money into the character plus getting their signature light cone and everything. That's how much I really like that character. Just one a pull means like I'm just gonna use the gems that I have at the time, but not so much so like you drop money for them. And then nice to have is something like okay, you pick up something, it's not really offensive or anything like that. You're not so like or anything like that. That's just how I define it anyway for this video. Content incomplete is basically okay, I'm like done with this character. At this point, I don't really need to like do anything else with them. I don't need to pull for them anymore and stuff like that. And I guess it kind of falls into in some cases the nice to have as well, sort of, because if I get more of them, it's like okay, whatever, right? But at that point, if I'm completed with them, then I just get a free wish out of that. So it's like, okay. And then I guess when it comes to the last tier, which is nah, it's basically something like, you pull something and it just hurts. It's just something about that feeling you get when you pull for a certain character in gacha games. You're just like, no. So that's why I put the nah as like the bottom tier for right now. Maybe we'll make up something along the way. We'll tailor this along the way a little more, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, so this one, Bailu, nah, because I already have two healing characters that do the job, and that funny enough is a 4-star healer, and Lucha is also a really nice healer. Um, Now, yes, Bailu does have the revive and stuff like that, and that could be good for some situations. But for me, I've getting by just fine at this point personally. So that's why I just put nah. Um, it's just I don't know. I'm just uh at best just like gonna it will hurt for sure. It definitely did hurt for sure, especially during one of my recent polls, anyways. So, definitely losing the 50-50 to someone like Bailu is just like, ugh, you know what I mean? You know, it's like stop, it's like I'm not gonna use this character any more or any less. It's just, yeah, I already have another healer that's just fine enough. And I think, yeah, and I don't think Milu has a cleanse, but without the need, without Eidolons or whatever. I think you have to get Eidolons to get the cleanse, if I'm correct, anyway. But I'm not gonna look that up anyway. But so for right now, it's just nah. Maybe at best it's just content, but just something about seeing Bailu on my screen, it hurts. It kind of hurts. Okay, so Bronya, however, is nice to have. I already have a Bronya. This was my first 5-star after I get after Clara. Um, I got her early on in the game. It was really nice. I was really happy because I like girls with guns. So especially with long rifles in anyway, as a guy who likes Silva from Grand Blue, and I pretty much like see her as like my quote unquote waifu for that game. yeah, it kind of tells you what kind of player I am when it comes to the whole waifu thing. So yeah, nice to have. Her Eidolons are pretty nice, so that's why I put her into nice to have. Um, so, anyways, same with Clara. I think she's pretty good still, especially in some teams, and especially with Aventurine coming into play. You're more rewarded for doing more follow-ups, right? Because the more follow-ups you do, the more he gets out of it, right? And I think also you get returns out of that as well from adventuring because you did a bunch of follow-ups in theory, especially when you have ratio and adventuring as well. So, uh, but let's get to Japard. Japard, I think he's nice to have or nice to get. More Eidolons overall, but a little more on the lower side of it. I wouldn't be too um like offended by that, so to say. It's just there are definitely sustained and more sustained characters that are going to be better and better as the game goes on, and we've already kind of starting to see that with Aventurine and of course Fushuan even previously, of course, right? So yeah, Japard is getting power crap in some way or some form, but I think he's still pretty good for what he is, depending on the situation at hand, especially if the boss is weak to ice and stuff like that, you know. So, but it kind of also sucks that his skill is just single target as well, so that kind of hurts him even more. If it was multi hitting or multiple enemies, then that would have made him a lot more appealing, and it would have power crept him less significantly, I think. But he's single target with his skill. You definitely just want to get his energy up all, and then that's how he sustains. Whereas Aventurine can just sustain with his skill, right? That already power creeps him in that sense. But I wouldn't. I actually would not mind getting Japard more and more because he still kind of has a place, I think. You know, but it still hurts in a way, a little bit. That's why I put him in last for right now in the nice to have category. Same with Himiko, but this is just a more of a sentimental attachment to her. I just like Himiko as a character, and it's just like, yeah, it hurts still to get, but um, it's just something about her that you kind of want her to work, right? You want to make her work more and more. So that's why, I guess getting more of her Eidolons is like, okay, yeah, you know, I guess it gives a little more reason to maybe use her at some point. But they could, but I think it really definitely depends on like the mode and stuff like that, and like, oh, for this mode, follow-up characters get a buff, blah blah blah, that type of stuff. And there may be a situation where, yes, you may want to have Himeko. I think one of the limited time game modes, actually, I had Himeko come in clutch for me, if I'm not mistaken. So she definitely still has a place for me anyway. So that's why I would put her into the lower half of nice to have it for sure. Okay, not Yan Qing, nah. I rather have, I think I rather have more of Bailu's than Yan Qing. Unless he gets some sort of buff or something goes on with Yan Qing. I know I said that he does work, but the huge issue with Yan Qing is that he is single target for the most part, and his follow-ups aren't just that great in comparison to Dr. Ratio. You know, and yes, Dr. Ratio is a single target pretty much as well, but I think his follow-ups and stuff like that, he just does more damage over time, uh, or as a whole, excuse me, by the time you're done with the battle. Whereas Yang Qing, I don't think he just keeps up with him, characters like him. He definitely is getting power crab more and more, unless we get more single target bosses or single bosses in these later modes, right now AoE is king, and Yanqing is definitely not doing it. There are definitely other characters that are just better choices over Yanqing, especially with someone like Jing Liu, of course. Well, well, I'm gonna put him in nice to have, a little more higher. If not, yeah, like right behind or tied up with Clara. I like his kit. I like what he does. I like, the AoE imaginary damage that he does, and I think it's just pretty nice. So I like his slow. I just like his basic kit. I think he's definitely still has a place. I think at best he's like A tier or somewhere around that area. Um, as of right now, but uh, yes, he's a standard character, so getting him still kind of hurts a little bit. But I wouldn't be so opposed to getting more welts along with Clara and Bronya, you know. So oh yeah, let me put Himiko right there. But anyway, so Arlen is a nah. Um, I don't know if I have him six, but if I do get more Arlen, it's just I don't know. It's just cursed. I'm sorry. He just. I mean, does he work? Sure, but it's like why use him when there are plenty of other even four-star characters that do better than him? It's just I don't know. You're kind of like asking for a challenge, and could you make a team around him possibly? Sure, I guess, but I just don't. No, I can't have his kit kind of synchronize with me. His kit just doesn't quite meld with me, so that's why I put him in nah. But definitely personally, I like the character himself, but his kit is overall a nah from me. Content. Or excuse me, Asta. I think she's a content or complete. But let me check that real quick here on my app. So yeah, Asta is E6 already. So it's just she's just complete at this point, and getting her is just like all right, whatever, at this point, it's just a free wish at this point. Okay, and then up next we have Herda. Um, I don't know. I mean, one side of me would say nah, but the other side would say probably nice to have because she is good in I think what was it? Which mode was it? Was it Pure Fiction or something like that? Somewhere in that mode, somewhere in some game mode, she is apparently very good. But I haven't delved into that myself. But if that is the case, then I would put her into nice to have, but in the lower end of things for sure. Don Hung, I believe is complete, so I'm definitely content of um of Don, right? So nothing else much to say other than yeah, he's E6 already. Same with Hook. Um, March. I think March is almost done. Oh no, she is done. So all right, content as well. And then I believe the same for Natasha as well. Pella, yes, absolutely. And then QQ. QQ is also E6, done as well. Serval, let me see. Serval is also E6, so done. Um, and then Sampo is still E2, so definitely nice to have for sure. Probably somewhere around here. I like having him in the dot teams, of course, so getting more of him is not the worst thing in the world. So I'll put him right there. Sushang is also complete. Ting Young, I don't know if oh, okay, she's almost done. So she's E5 right now on my end. So definitely nice to have. So I'm gonna put her right there for right now, as of this time. Zele, I would say a nice to have. Probably around right here. just because I like to have her, just she's that 5-star character. I don't have her just for the I just want her for the sake of having her, right? So E1 or E0 completely fine. Just so I can have, just that I have the pair, right? Bronya and the Zele pair. So that would be pretty nice. Um, I would like when it comes to Jing Yuan, nice to have. I want more constellations, or excuse me, Eidolons. I'll put him right there though, just because I already have him. But at the same time, getting more of him wouldn't hurt for me anyway. I like him as a character. I think his kit is really cool. Is it the most efficient with the other follow-up characters coming in? Not so much, but that's why he probably is around right around A or barely in S. But in this case here, I say he's nice to have. At least with more Eidolons anyway. Okay, so several Silver Wolf. I would uh at some point go out my way to get more of her. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's just like it's kind of strange now that I think about it though, because nice to have is kind of like more towards the 4 stars and of course the 5 stars that come along the way as you pull. So that's why the standard characters are definitely in there. But it's when it comes to the limited 5-star characters, when I say it's nice to have, wouldn't that also mean I have to pull for them, right? So, um, that's a strange question, right? But I think I would actually go out my way to get silver wolf, right? Whereas my priority for Jing Yuan is a little lower. So maybe we'll have them right there for right now. Um, and have them like maybe go down like more towards the bottom as I go. But um, nice to have Luocha. I'll put them like right around like here-ish. Um, just because like yes, more of him would be nice, literally. But I actually would not go out my way to pull for him. Like I don't have the same exact feelings what I do with Jing Yuan and Silverwolf here. Just from a more of a sentimental angle. Yukong, I believe, is already done, so content right there. Blade is another character I like to actually get more of him, actually. So that's why I would actually put him into the more of the one to pull rather than just nice to have. Um, and I know I actually would if there was like quote unquote like nothing to pull for and Blade is coming up, then I actually would go out and get more Blade personally. Now when it comes to Kafka, a little lower, but maybe just a tad more than Jing Yuan. Nothing else really else to say other than yeah, more Eidolons. Um, please, I guess if I'm not pulling for anyone else. Luca, I think he just got completed, so I'm gonna put him right there. Let me confirm that myself in a bit. Yes, I do. Okay, so Luca is done. More, yes, more of Lunae will be nice at some point, so that's why I'll put him right there, along with the other characters. And I probably would actually go on my way to pull for him more than these other characters, right? These other 5 stars right here, personally. Same, probably the same, maybe. With Fu Xuan, somewhere over here. I would like to pull for her someday if there's nothing else to pull for her, or to pull for, excuse me. Um, yeah, and again, I have stronger feelings than someone like Zele and Luocha. Okay. Unless his I mean, I haven't read up his Eidolons in a while, so I've kind of forgotten, but I'm sure his Eidolon somewhere in his Eidolons there's something crazy about him, but you have to go out your way, right? That's the whole point, right? You have to go out your way uh to get more of his copies. But again, that those feelings though are stronger with these other characters, hence why I think the want to pull is justified and stuff like that. At least for these characters anyway, in my angle anyway. Lynx, she's already done, so I'm already gonna put her right there. Jing Liu, I would like to pull for her. Um, I'm in fact I was trying to trinkle in some more pulls with the stuff that was left over from my adventuring pulls. And you imagine one can imagine how that went. So unfortunately, I still have not gotten her just yet. Just because I don't have her, I put her over Lunai because Lunai already got a copy of him, and Jing Liu is next, and I definitely need some form of ice AOE, so that's why Jing Liu is a want for sure. I am getting by to an extent because I already have Acheron over here. But yeah, I think yeah, I definitely need some form of ice AOE. When it comes to um Topaz, I think I'm honestly more content than I would say she's nice to have or nice to have more of her because she's already doing quite a bit with her basic kit and everything. As someone who like rewards helps the follow-up characters and stuff like that. So I don't know, maybe like a little more towards the at the end or something. Strangely enough, um, yeah, I don't know. I'm a little more content. It could change. It'll definitely change for sure, but I'll just put it right there for right now. I'm kind of content, honestly. It's just it's a weird thing. I don't know, but it's just something about Topaz that I just feel pretty content what she's doing, you know. And of course that doesn't mean this tier list is any lower than this. It's just well, I'm content with the character. Why would that be? Why would that actually bring them lower, in rank? Um, Obviously with Nas, like yeah, you kind of get the picture. Um, what's her face? Gwenifin, I believe. She has yeah a couple more Eidolons left. So nice to have is definitely a word for it for sure. I would put her actually over Sampo, just because I think she does have a little bit of that waifu factor. That would put her over him a little bit. But either way, I getting more of these two characters, I actually be okay with. So it's nice to have. I would like to eventually pull for her since I don't have her, so I'm gonna actually put her over Lunai because yeah, I already have Lunai, I already have Blade, I have all these other characters, so that's why I put her over them. I would like to have a copy of Huohuo sometime if I get the chance. Argenti, I don't know. It's kind of tough to say. I would maybe nice to have, but on the lower end, just because him as a character doesn't really speak to me, as well. I know he's like a nice, lovable dork, with the whole beauty thing and all that stuff. And I actually did his quest recently, so yes, I kind of understand his appeal. But even with this kit, yeah, he's a physical AoE. He does pretty good damage and all that stuff. Hmm, I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't say nah, but I don't have a pretty strong desire of getting him over some of the um even some of the standard 5 stars. But maybe like maybe a little more towards here or something. You know, I wouldn't go on my way to summon him or pull for him until there's like, a couple things left or something. Hanya, I just got. I only was able to get Hanya from the pick like the free 4-star choice thing that they had. So I barely got Hanya. I never got her yet from never I've yet to get her from the gacha. So yeah, definitely getting more of her would be nice. And in fact, I actually put her up here a little more, just because I I like her. So just something about her does bring some appeal. Visually anyway, personality wise, I think she's pretty cute in her own way. I know she's got kind of have that like the dead on the inside kind of thing going on. But there's just something there's just that charm, that certain charm that she brings on the more sentimental side of things, and her kit, of course. Not to mention, it's pretty good as a 4-star support. So I would definitely put her right there with Tin Young. Run May, I would say around here. Maybe even maybe even here. If there's again nothing much else to pull at the time, and I'm feeling a little cheeky, you know what I mean. So I would like to pull for her, yes. Um, she's a little more above nice to have, for me, because yeah, obviously her kit is just really stupid good. So nice to have, definitely for Shui. I like her as a character. I really like her aesthetics and everything, her voice. It's just something about her that checks off a lot of things for me in the whole waifu department thing. A little more up my alley when she's like, when it comes to like, oh, the type of girl or anime girl or whatever. She's definitely up there for sure. That's why I would like to have more of her. I think she's E4 right now. I actually got really lucky during her debut along with Ron. So pretty good with that. That's why but definitely nice to have more of Shui. Two more copies in fact. Dr. Ratio, definitely nice to have. Um Maybe someday, like, I would like to pull, but definitely not on the same level as like these other people. I don't know. It is strange. I mean, we did get him for free for sure. I got him for free for sure, and I am definitely starting to see his appeal more and more the more I use him. Of course, with the whole follow-up attack thing, and of course you gotta have like debuffs and all that stuff, and especially when with Venturine coming into play. Pretty good, pretty good, I would say. So I would say nice to have for right now. The desire to pull more of him is a little weak, but I'm not like hating on him or anything like that. So I think he's fine right now when it comes to this whole tier list. One to pull. This I'm gonna put her right there, Black Swan, just because I have Acheron. Gotta have the white the ship complete, right? Plus her kit would definitely complement Acheron as someone who has Acheron. Um, Myself, I have her E1, so obviously a character like Black Swan would definitely complement her. And obviously she has the appeal as well, the waifu appeal. You know, I think is definitely there. I would like to pull her over Jing Liu and Huo, of course. um, you know, it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear. So, actually, I did. Um, I was planning to make another tier at some point. Oops. Oh no, I'm messing it up. Okay. Let me do this. Make some sort of like an honor, I guess. Oops. Um, kind of messed it up a little bit. Here we go, and then add row above. There we go. That's how we do it. Okay, so I'm gonna put this like a right magenta or pink, and make this like I've already gotten them plus the light cone. Just it's kind of like a honorable mention type of thing. And I actually went out my way to get his light cone as well. You know. Was there another character like that? I did I am planning to do this as well with Genshin, and I thought I saved it, but unfortunately I lost it, so I have to do that over again. So I made a tier, just like a bonus little tier where I got them and I went out my way to get their light cone. So that's kind of like a measurement of my desire for certain characters as well. I'm not sure if I'm gonna try to get like characters like Jing Liu's light cone, for example, but I do want Blade and would like to try to get his light cone, stuff like that for sure. Same with Jing Yuan as well. I would like to try to get his light cone, but that's probably for different tier lists when it comes to light cones alone. But yeah, I got him plus the light cone, especially Lunai. So that honor kind of goes to him, and yeah, yeah, and of course getting more of him uh would be nice. Anyway, so let me see. Trying to make sure I don't have any other character that I'm missing that have their light cone and blah 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 and stuff. Yeah, I think honestly, yeah, actually, uh, Lunaya is the only character that has the light cone. Okay, let's uh get this chugging along. And Sparkle, I feel pretty content. No, I don't know. I think she is lower on the scale because she's already doing so well. Um, I don't know actually. Actually, I don't know. I feel right now it's a content for right now. Maybe that'll change. The desired meter will change. But for right now, I'm pretty content with Sparkle. She's already doing so much for my Lunai. It's crazy. It's actually pretty crazy. All right, Misha, nah. I just don't find his kit any of use for me. So getting more of him, it's just like you're no, you're kind of cucking me from getting other 4 stars that I'd rather get. So that's just how I feel with his character, unfortunately. Not trying to hate on him or anything like that as a character, but I just no. um, I already got a copy of him, and it's just enough, just for the sake of like the completionist thing. Now, when it comes to Acheron, oh yes, of course, I'm stupid. Acheron is the other character I went out my way to get them with the Lycon as well. Um, yeah, I was trying to see in the tier list already. But when it comes to here, yeah, Acheron, how can I forget? I'll put it right here because I'll put this in order of who I got first. But yeah, Acheron, I got her Lycon as well, and not to mention I was able to get away with E1 just out of straight out of luck, right? So that's actually pretty nice. When it comes to um Aventurine, yeah, I'm content. I actually got him. Hopefully I can get around to editing that video. But yeah, it honestly kind of hurt getting him. Like I know his kit is good and all that stuff, but I think getting any more of him is just like no. Actually on like a verge of nah. just because I don't really like his character, so to say, and some of his design aspects is a little, you know. But I know he has the appeal for the ladies and some other people. But yeah, I just got a copy of him, and I think I'm pretty content with that. He's good, so I'll give him that. So I'm gonna put him in the content. Putting him non, it's just kind of just like I don't know. That's just kind of like not fair, I would say. When it comes to Gallagher, um, I overall felt like trying to get him was not necessary, unfortunately. I was trying to see if he really worked with Acheron, but I think he's just like really not necessary. Unless you don't have enough abundance characters, and so happens that you have Acheron, and yeah, they work together. But I have other characters that work a lot better. I have better sustained characters. Um, but getting more of him, um, I think I don't know. I don't know. Would it be nice to have more copies of him? Because I'm not really planning to use him. So I think it's kind of fair that I put him in Nah for right now. Um, unless there is something with E6 that does do him justice. Um, I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe um, let me see if I can actually look that up real quick here on the app. I'm sure you can. Let me see. I'll be right back. Okay, yeah, I'm putting him in Nah because getting more of him is still not gonna make or break for me. I think like he's just okay, but it's just like getting more of him would mean nothing much to me. That's why I think it's fair from my perspective that it's a nah for me, you know? But for other people, right, I understand. Like he would probably be that healer for you. Play along with the break effect stuff. Probably be good for the fire break team or whatever, which maybe that would become a thing. And things would change. So it's not like he's permanently gonna be in here, but for right now, as of this moment, no, that's a nah for me. Robin, um, yeah, I like to try one would like to pull for her, but my desire for her is not that strong, honestly. Um, I'd rather actually get other characters that are already out over her. Um, I would say a little stronger than Fu Xuan, but yeah, maybe I'll move up actually Kafka, right? Maybe. Actually, no, that's a lie. Um, I don't know. Yeah, it really depends on the timing and everything. But her first run, it definitely will not be it for me. Like maybe it's actually fair actually to put her into nice to have. Like yeah, she's actually literally nice to have, right? She's gonna be abundance character and all that stuff, right? I'll probably put her right here for right now. I'll probably put her like up here just because yeah, I don't have her and stuff like that. And I actually would like to have her a little more, or I think she's more nice to have than Zele for sure. In my eyes anyway. Boot Hill, um, he looks cool and all, but I don't think his kit is something I need. So I actually would actually also put him a little lower. Probably around here, in fact. Just personally for me, he looks cool, but my desire is just like not super strong at least actually. But maybe that may like and here's the thing. I've already seen stuff of him somewhere, and it is cool, but his kit is just not doing it for me to go out my way to pull for him. I'd rather save up for the next character right here. Firefly, absolutely. Take my wallet, and I will get and plus I want the light cone. I want the signature light cone for her. Firefly, she just got drip marketed and everything, and obviously there is some spoilers, so I'm not gonna say, but Firefly is the character for me. That's all I can say. She's cute, and I will say she is badass. And for those who don't know why, you definitely should check out the story. But for some people, it might be obvious of what her connection is and stuff, or what those big spoilers for her. But obviously, like the fact that she is pullable does spoil things already, obviously. And of course, there's the artwork and all that stuff. But I think the spoiler is very hard to avoid at this point. But I'm still not gonna say it. So just for the sake of things. But just know that she is the most desirable character for me. I want her so bad. I love her character. I love her stuff, and I think she's gonna be really really cool. So that's why I think she will have my top up bonus. She will have my top up bonuses for sure. I will do what I gotta do to get her the light cone and maybe even E1 or something. I don't know. My desire is S tier for this character anyway. That's how strong it is over all these characters. She is the most desirable character for me. So yeah. That's pretty much all I got. Yeah. I this was still a little long. I tried to do my best to keep it compact, but there's a lot of characters to be fair, and I tend to jibber jabber quite a bit. But yeah. But yeah, strongest desirable character, or the character that has my strongest desire, is Firefly for sure. I really like the artwork for it. Man, I'm really happy. I was so happy to see Firefly. Um, like in that I guess the way they did it. I don't know. It's hard to explain kind of, but I really like her. That's all I need to know. So, that's it for me. When it comes to these tiers, I mean, or this whole tier list, what do you guys think? Should I like change some of the tiers? How should I adjust this tier list? We'll definitely work on it as we go along. It's not perfect, of course. It's just something for me to talk about for more Star Rail because I like Star Rail. But at the same time, I want to include all the characters. So that's why overall, I think the whole the whole like gameplay, what do you call it, the competitive tier list thing doesn't work for me because I don't have all the characters. But I'm not gonna go out my way to get all the characters right because I don't have the resources. I don't have the time. I'm not making a living off of this or anything like that. So I'm not the same like I win to lose and Savvy and all that all these other content creators. You know, and that's fair. I think somebody in the comments kind of pointed it out to me, and I just think that um I should approach these things a little differently. So that's why um I went for something that I know for sure and that's the desire, right? The desire meter, I guess you could say, for these characters. So anyways, that's it from me. Comments, like and subscribe. Really appreciate it, guys. If you guys make do any of that, and thank you for your time. This has my tier list for characters that I want to get the most, essentially the desire meter, all that stuff. And yeah, thank you very much. Hope to see you all in the next one. Sean out.